Neptune. It's vast, mysterious, and undeniably dangerous. If you ever found yourself plunging into this icy gas giant, you'd quickly realize that the tranquil blue appearance is nothing but a deceptive illusion. Beneath its seemingly serene exterior, Neptune is a planet of chaos, marked by intense storms, extreme pressures, and mind-boggling temperatures. So, what exactly would happen if you took an unplanned dive into Neptune's depths? Would there be a moment of breathtaking beauty before disaster struck, or would the descent be nothing short of instant annihilation? Well, let's take this cosmic journey and find out. A long-distance destination. Before we even begin our descent, let's take a moment to appreciate the mind-blowing distance we'd have to travel just to get there. Neptune is 4.3 billion kilometers away from Earth, making it the most distant planet in our solar system. In 1989, NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft was the first to fly by Neptune, offering us our first glimpse of this icy blue world. Later, in 1994, the Hubble Space Telescope provided even more stunning images. But despite these brief encounters, Neptune remains largely uncharted territory, with many of its mysteries still unsolved. Now, if you somehow found yourself hurtling toward this distant gas giant, you'd need to prepare for a violent and unpredictable descent. And choosing the right place to enter Neptune's atmosphere would be critical to your survival, or at least prolonging it for a few extra moments. Choosing the right entry point. If you're planning on dropping into Neptune, which, let's be honest, isn't the best idea, where should you aim? You might be tempted to dive straight into the Great Dark Spot, one of Neptune's most infamous storms. But that would be a huge mistake. At one point, this massive storm was so big that it could have swallowed the entire Earth. While the Great Dark Spot has since dissipated, Neptune still experiences a constant barrage of massive storms, with some wind speeds reaching over 2,000 kilometers per hour. That's nearly twice the speed of sound. So, unless you enjoy being ripped apart by hurricane-force winds, you'd want to aim for a calmer region, such as the Northern Hemisphere, where the winds are slightly more forgiving. Passing through Neptune's rings. Before even touching the planet's atmosphere, you'd first pass through Neptune's intricate ring system. Unlike Saturn's bright, well-defined rings, Neptune's rings are faint and made up of dark particles. What's particularly fascinating is that these rings contain odd clumps of dust, known as arcs. Astronomers believe these clumps are influenced by the gravitational pull of Neptune's moon Galatea, which disrupts their natural distribution. As you glide past these eerie rings, you'd also catch a glimpse of Triton, Neptune's most famous moon. Triton is home to active ice volcanoes, making it one of the most geologically active moons in the solar system. But don't get too distracted. You still have a long way to fall. The atmosphere, a bumpy ride. As you enter Neptune's outermost atmosphere, known as the exosphere, you'll be greeted by freezing cold temperatures. But don't let that lull you into a false sense of security. Things are about to get very unpredictable. As you fall deeper, you'd pass through methane clouds, which absorb red light and reflect blue light, giving Neptune its signature color. But methane isn't just responsible for Neptune's stunning appearance. It also smells absolutely terrible. So, if you ever wanted to know what a planet-wide rotten egg smells like, well, congratulations, you've made it. As you continue descending, things get really weird. Suddenly, the temperature starts rising instead of dropping. When you hit the thermosphere, you'll experience a shocking spike in temperature to about 477 degrees Celsius, 890 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to melt lead. Scientists believe this sudden heat increase is due to Neptune's interaction with charged particles in its magnetic field, but there's still much we don't understand about it. The pressure becomes unbearable. If you somehow manage to survive Neptune's bizarre temperature roller coaster, your next challenge would be the crushing pressure of the stratosphere. The deeper you go, the thicker the atmosphere becomes. Unlike Earth, Neptune rotates at different speeds depending on latitude, which means that time itself would feel distorted. Near the North Pole, a day lasts 12 hours, whereas at the equator, it stretches to 18 hours. Not that it matters. You won't be surviving long enough to care. As you approach 17,500 kilometers below the clouds, you'll finally reach the deepest layers of Neptune's atmosphere. But don't expect to find solid ground. Unlike Earth, Neptune doesn't have a solid surface. Instead, you'll plunge into a massive slushy ocean made up of ice and water. But this isn't any ordinary water. At such extreme depths, the water is superheated and pressurized, reaching temperatures comparable to the surface of the sun. Diamonds in the deep. Believe it or not, Neptune might be hiding something valuable deep within its core, diamonds. Due to the insane pressure and temperatures, carbon atoms may separate from methane molecules and form solid diamond structures. These diamonds could rain down like hailstones and sink towards the core, potentially creating an entire ocean of diamonds. While this might sound like a treasure hunter's dream, keep in mind that you'd be dead long before you could collect even a single gemstone. The core, your final destination. If you've somehow made it this far, there's only one place left to go: Neptune's core. Estimated to reach 7,000 degrees Celsius, 12,600 degrees Fahrenheit, the core is as hot as the sun's surface. By this point, your body would be completely vaporized, leaving nothing but atoms behind. Realistically, a human wouldn't even survive past the upper layers of Neptune's atmosphere, let alone make it to the core. However, a specially designed space probe might be able to gather data before being crushed or melted beyond recognition. Exploring Neptune could unlock hidden secrets about the formation of gas giants, their extreme weather systems, and even the possibility of diamond oceans. Final thoughts: should we explore more? While surviving a fall into Neptune is impossible, the journey itself would be a fascinating dive into one of the most extreme planets in our solar system. If we could send a probe deep into Neptune's layers, who knows what we might discover? But if Neptune seems too dangerous, perhaps Jupiter would be a better target for exploration. Could you handle a journey into Jupiter's infamous Great Red Spot? Would you survive long enough to witness its violent storms and metallic hydrogen oceans? Well, that's a story for another What Ifs.